Hello everyone, I hope you had a good weekend. If you didn't, I hope I can at least entertain you with mine because I have a crazy story to tell today. Now, this isn't my usual kind of content, although to be fair I don't really have a usual kind of content, but this is definitely not what I would describe my normal content as, but this was so funny that I just had to get into this because I think this story is incredible. So essentially, I've had I'm going to say eye infection in quotations, because it technically wasn't that. But that's what I thought it was, so we're going to go with that for now. I've had what I thought to be an eye infection since Thursday, where my eyes have been swelling up, and it's not been very pleasant. As of 2 days ago morning, I couldn't see out my right eye because it's so swollen that it was like basically my eyes were shut but they were open, and so this was like pretty severe as far as I'm concerned. Obviously that's going to affect a lot. That's going to affect my day-to-day life, my college work. That's going to affect pretty much everything if I can't see. That'd be pretty crazy. So I'm like, right, well, I need to get something sorted about this. So I filed this morning. I filed a form to get a doctor's appointment to try and see if I could get things sorted, because I wasn't happy with it. And so that went through, and almost immediately I got given an appointment for 11:05. So I had a couple of hours because it was like 7 when I submitted the form. But I had a couple of hours in the morning of basically just continuing my day normally. And then I go to this doctor's appointment, and I get greeted by a nurse, and she's nice, no complaints really, but she does say, she goes, well, I would prescribe you with 2 things. I don't remember what they were. One of them was an antibiotic, and then she was like, but I don't know for sure what's going on, we might need to send you to hospital. And I was like, oh, that can't be good. But she went for a doctor instead because she wasn't qualified or whatever, so she went to go and get a doctor to have a look at it. And then the doctor shows up, and I have to explain to the doctor again. This is the second person now I've had to explain what's going on. I explain to the doctor what the problem with my eyes is, and they basically say the same thing. They say, I would prescribe you this, but I'm not certain, so I'm going to send you to the hospital. And I was like, at this point I was like, oh god, this does not sound too good. It doesn't sound too pleasant. And so I was like, okay, well, this sounds kind of bad, so I want to get this done as soon as possible, because I don't want to have to be in the hospital, Like, this sounds scary, bro. And then I get told, hey, just go home for now, we'll call you within the hour, and we'll tell you more info then. So I go home, I have something to eat, because at this point I hadn't eaten all day, it's like 12 o'clock, so I'm like, alright, I'll get something to eat. So I go and grab myself a sandwich, and then I get a call a little bit later from the surgery again. The surgery then decides, they're like, alright, well, we are going to send you to the hospital. We tried to reach out to the specific eye clinic department, but they wouldn't answer the calls, and so we've had to reach out to the emergency and accidents unit, which, that does not sound very reassuring to me, who at this point was already pretty horrified. I'd been told to go to the emergency department, and I was like, alright, this is not good. But, oh well, I go anyway. I think, well, obviously I've got to go anyway, because if it is a problem, then I've got to get it fixed. So we go out, we go to the emergency department, and I have to explain to the receptionist there, after waiting in the lobby for about maybe 15 minutes. Side note, there was a guy in front of me who was saying his brain felt like it was going to explode, which is kind of alarming. I hope that guy got the help he needed. I hope his brain didn't blow up. But yeah, we were in that waiting room for like 15 minutes, and I got called aside into another room. Once I was in this other room, I did get told that I was going to be doing some blood tests, which I was completely fine with. I was like, alright, yeah, sure, go ahead, whatever. And then I pretty swiftly get a blood pressure test done. That happened within a couple of minutes, and I was like, sweet, I'm gonna be out of here in no time. And then they put me in another waiting room, and I was there for 45 minutes, when a guy finally comes out and he goes, "Yo," and he says my name. He calls me up. I'm like, "All right, awesome. It's my turn now." I stand up and he goes, "Wait here a minute. I'll be back." I'm like, "Bro." He literally just trolled me. He didn't come back for another 15 minutes. I ended up being there for an hour. Which was, it kind of got on my nerves, but like, I guess he was just preparing me or whatever. Anyway, after that encounter, he did finally let me through, and we did my blood test. It took like 2 minutes flat. I don't know what was holding everyone up. There was a queue of about 6 people in front of me. I don't know how it took an hour. Maybe they're doing other stuff. I don't know. I don't care. But that happened, and then the guy brings me through, actually to the eye clinic this time. And now I'm in another waiting room for the eye clinic, which I still don't see why I couldn't have just been in from the start. But anyway, we were in that room for then another 30 minutes maybe. When then like I don't know what they're called, optician, eye doctor person came out, and they were like, "Alright, come in here." And they did like that standard test, like they put you far away from a sign on the wall and they say, "Hey, read the small writing on the sign," or whatever, just the standard stuff. And I was like, "Okay, yeah, sure." Went along with that. It was completely pointless because about 30 seconds in, they were like, "Okay," and then I went back outside to the waiting room again. By this point, it's been like 6 hours already. Since my first appointment in the surgery in the morning, and I'm starting to lose my mind. It's like 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock. Yeah, 5 o'clock it would have been. And I was getting a bit annoyed. It was like another hour of waiting there, so it was like 6-ish, when finally the guy who I really should have seen from the start, to be honest, he's like, "Yo, it's your turn." I'm like, "Finally." So we go in there, and it's like, bro, okay, it's been like 6 hours now, 7 hours. He's got to give me something good. He's got to give me some useful information or something. And we go into the side room. He looks in my eyes, some like lights and stuff, you know, typical doctor stuff. And then he says, "Are you on any other medication?" And I do take other medication for my acne. And he says, "That thing that you're taking will solve your problem." Where essentially what happened was, like, because I had some acne that had swollen up, and he was saying that like the liquid inside the swelling was being flushed out and down like into the area around my eye, so it wasn't actually an eye infection all along. But he was saying that it does just go away, and that the same medication I'm already taking will get rid of my problem. Which, I mean, I'm glad, because I'll no longer look like Mike Wazowski after that one scene in Monsters University where there's all those balls that like when you touch them like you puff up. Real ones know what I mean. But yeah, it's like I'll no longer look like that in my face, which is good, you know. I'll happily take a nicer looking face than that. But it's like, come on, bro. I've just spent 7 hours going through like the whole, like up the social hierarchy of the hospital system, just to be told that the thing I've been taking since before my first appointment in the morning is the solution. I'm already taking the solution to my problem. Anyway, upon hearing that bombshell, I didn't know if I should have been relieved or upset, but I was kind of both. I was like, well, at least now I don't need to have like eye surgery or anything. You know, I was slightly concerned for a little while they were going to keep me overnight, because they said that I'd need to be put on like a drip or something if it was like something that they were concerned it might be. And I was like, oh my god, I pray that doesn't happen. Especially because I'm supposed to be going to college in the morning. And so I was like, that better not be happening. So I don't know if I should be relieved or kind of mad, because I spent 7 hours, if you include like traveling to and from like surgery and hospital and stuff, it was 8 hours today I spent in the hospital system, or the medical system, just to get told that the thing I'm already taking, the unrelated antibiotic, fixes the same problem. I don't need anything else. Anyway, it's safe to say that my eyes are not gonna explode or whatever. He did say that if like they're like popping outwards, which sounds really horrible to think about, I sort of imagine like the Tom and Jerry like cartoon, like where they like stick right out when like they stub their toe or something. But I assume he just means sort of like a little bulge, little lump. But he was saying if I end up doing that, then I should go back to the emergency room. Or if I end up getting like loss of vision or whatever, or double-sightedness, But to be honest, I'm just happy that my problem that I do have isn't anything serious. He did at one point when he was like checking my eyes. He was like, "Yo, what color is that?" And I was like, "Bro, I'm colorblind. That's not fair." And it wasn't very important, so it's fine. The thing worked anyway. The thing he was trying to get across, like the point he was trying to get across. But that was also kind of funny. Any other funny stories that happened? I don't remember. There was just so much stuff that happened today that my mind sort of a bit exploded. No offense, yellow guy. But my mind's sort of like it's a bit confused a little. It'll probably catch up to me. There was one person when I was waiting for like the hour for my blood test. There was someone in there who tried to call someone like 3 times, and every time they tried to call them, they didn't pick up. So I'm sorry about that. That's kind of like an L friend. But also it's kind of your fault. You should just message to them. Use text messages next time. People are busy. They can't call all the time. I don't really know what else to say. The doctors are all nice. It did all get sorted within the day, which I suppose is pretty good actually. You know, it shows the system's efficient. If there was a problem, it could have got sorted. Sure, I'd have had to stay there overnight, but I haven't had to. It is 8:53 p.m. as I'm recording this voiceover. And yeah, I'm at home. I'm back on my computer. I'm editing this video, and all is well. All is great. I'm doing fine. Acne's going down. The swelling is not very bad at the moment. In fact, it's barely there at all. It like comes and goes, and I'm hoping it goes for the next 3 days because I'm supposed to be going out the next 3 days, which, you know, don't really want to be looking like, I don't know, some like rock golem or something with like things like sticking out of me. You know, it's not great. It's not a great first impression to make in a new area, as I've just left secondary school and gone up to college. But all is fine, all is well. I'm well, I'm happy, I'm healthy. The guy said that my eyes were perfectly fine, and it's just like the area around it is sort of like buggered because of the stuff. But yeah, that was my funny story of what I encountered today. I hope that it gave you maybe a laugh or two, or a sign to listen to while you did something else in the background. I don't really care, I don't really mind. But if you watched the video, you watched it, and that's what matters to me. It clearly shows that I was of some sort of value to your time. And if that is the case, then please consider subscribing, liking, and leaving a comment. And maybe I'll have more of these stories. If you like them, I'll maybe try to find another thing I can talk about for next week. Yeah. Hope you have a great rest of your day, great rest of your week. I hope you will avoid healthcare issues. And I will see you in the next video. Goodbye, everyone.